5 years ago, the idea of working from home anywhere in the United States, let alone Bend, Oregon, was nothing more than a distant daydream of office workers all over the country. Today, 58.6% of the total US workforce are remote workers. Hi everyone, I'm Carin Jackson, your Bend, Oregon real estate expert with Living in Bend, Oregon, and holy cow, what a difference a global pandemic makes. Your home must now function as several spaces all at the same time. Can it keep up? Do you have a dedicated space you need to run your business and care for your family? Or is it time to think of relocating to a different kind of area? In today's video, I discuss the top 5 reasons why Bend, Oregon is the ideal paradise for remote workers. Make sure to stick around to the end for a bonus reason that's pretty awesome. To get us started in no particular order, reason number 1. The benefit of remote working is that you can live almost anywhere. There are very few limitations, but what's the one must-have when it comes to working from home? Access to the internet, of course. I know it is not a very glamorous reason to move to Bend, but still, if you're wondering if our small town can handle all of your Zoom or team meetings and uploading documents into a cloud, the answer is we sure can. And it's a good thing we have such good internet because according to a CNBC article written about the data from LinkedIn's economic graph team, Bend, Oregon ranks number 1 for small cities with the most remote workers. Here is a quote from the article. Certain cities are emerging as remote work hotspots faster than others. Bend, Oregon topped LinkedIn's list for the small US cities where remote work is the most popular. Of all the job applications that people from Bend are submitting on LinkedIn, 41.8% are for remote jobs. We might be a small town and it may seem like we're in the middle of nowhere, but as you can see, even the more remote locations have broadband coverage. Now, your cell phone service might take a hit the closer you get to the wilderness, so working in the middle of a hike might be problematic. But if you'd rather work while sipping a beverage at a local cafe or sitting outside a Drake Park, you're covered. Reason number 2. Working from home in a metro area is awful distracting. From neighbors to traffic and street noise, it might be hard to focus on that major project deadline. Because Bend is a small town, even if you live in a more populated portion of the city like I do, the days here are like living in the countryside in comparison. If you thrive off the creativity and energy of others, you might want to relocate to an area in Bend like River West, Old Bend, or the Orchard District. If you'd rather have a quiet, peaceful place to call home, we will start our search closer to the outskirts of our town instead. While some Bend, Oregon neighborhoods have homes clustered together, like your standard subdivision, there are plenty of areas within our community that offer large lots and quieter settings. So you don't have to listen to the neighbors' kids play basketball in the afternoon if you don't want to. There's something for everyone here in Bend. Reason number 3. One of the primary reasons people want to work from home is to enjoy a more flexible schedule. People desperately want a balance between their free time and work responsibilities. When you're required to head into the office for 8 to 10 hours a day, it isn't easy to get everything knocked off your to-do list throughout the week. Bend makes a perfect work from home paradise because it's such an accessible city. Need to run some errands at lunch? Want to squeeze in a quick workout during a break or in between meetings? Gotta make a grocery store run? From one edge of the city to the other only takes, on average, about 25 minutes. You won't really need to go from edge to edge to get the things you need, though. Most Bend neighborhoods have at least a nearby convenience store, but many have grocery stores, restaurants, or professional services within a mile. Northwest Crossing is a great example of a neighborhood that was built for its residents' convenience, and you can see from the map how walkable this area really is. Anyway, all of this means you can possibly use your lunchtime to get anything you need accomplished during the work week, freeing up your weekends and evenings for fun, adventure, and family. And eliminating that drive time to work adds up in tons of extra time to your life. Working smart and not hard is the goal, right? Reason number 4. Another major reason people leave metro areas for quiet towns like Bend, Oregon, is cost of living expenses. Even before inflation concerns, city living was expensive. Rents, food, transportation, and entertainment all cost a lot of money in a big city. Now, Bend, Oregon is not cheap. Don't get me wrong. But if you currently live somewhere like San Francisco or Seattle, like many of our newer transplants have, you can look forward to saving some money along the way. Even if you once lived without a vehicle and personal transportation costs, the significant difference in housing costs should still offset any new car or insurance and fees you may get by buying one. Also, if you have to buy a car to live here, you can always write it off on your taxes. And speaking of taxes, with no sales tax in Oregon, when you buy a car here, that can add up to some significant savings. Reason number 5. So far, we've discussed the availability of the internet, how accessible the town of Bend is, how quiet it is, and how much cheaper it is to live here than in major West Coast cities. But this last reason is why we doubled our population in the last decade. Bend is just a spectacularly beautiful place to live in, guys. From the high desert environment on the east side of town to the forests and waterfalls of the west side, and the stunning mountain views from anywhere in between, Bend's scenery is top notch. Many freelance workers or remote workers thrive off creativity. What could inspire someone more than these views? Sit and work along the Deschutes River, wander through Phil's Trailhead to clear your mind, or take a bike ride or play some pickleball on any of the 250 plus sunny days residents enjoy here in Bend. Bend Parks and Recreation District manages more than 80 parks in Bend, including over 2,600 acres of open space, riverfront parks, sports fields, and small neighboring playgrounds. That doesn't count state parks like Pilot Butte or Smith Rock, or vast outdoor wonderlands like Newberry National Volcanic Monument. Our parks have parks, and each one of them provides different energy to stimulate your brain. Not only does green space improve your mood, but it also helps lower your blood pressure and reduce cortisol levels, allowing you to feel more at peace and balanced. Don't you think it's time to ditch the stress of the city life? So if you love craft brews, great food, and a community that comes together for events every season, you need to consider moving to Bend, Oregon, and make this amazing place your new home base. And now it's time for the bonus reason on why Bend, Oregon is perfect for remote working. We have the very last blockbuster on earth. Since you'll have a lot more time to enjoy your life instead of dedicating it to traveling to and from work, you can spend some of that extra time by getting nostalgic and heading into Blockbuster to rent a video or two. It's definitely a blast from the past, and it looks exactly the way that you would expect it to. If you have kids, this is the perfect place to take them to give them a glimpse of how you grew up. It's a lot of fun. Are you looking to move to Bend and want to know more about where to find a work from home paradise? Comment down in the section below. I'd love to help you. Of course, you can always call, text, or send me an email too, because while I love making these videos about everything Bend, I prefer to spend my time helping people just like you find their dream homes in this beautiful town. As someone who works from home, I can tell you honestly, there's no place like Bend, Oregon. Thanks so much for checking out this video. Be sure to like and subscribe to this channel so you never miss an insight into Bend. See you in the next one.